ladies and gentlemen. Hope your trading life has been good. If not, you know that if you made some losses, pretty much it's just a learning experience, right? Wins are a learning experience, profits are a learning experience, and the losses are learning experiences, right? And so we have to be positive at all times. Well, pretty much we're from the last video. I was in this trade. Actually, I set my stop loss, right? And then, well, my take profits, I should say. I had set my take profits at this is the line right here, just about here. I set my take. That's, well, still there. Well, no, I set my take profits right here, and then I left the computer because I had to go on the road. But when your money, you do, one of the things that I learned from this, because I got stopped out, I had moved up the my stop loss to probably about here or thereabout, and left it with the intention that possibly it would hit this line here, but at that time it was $800, right? And I should have let's see, 171. Right, I really, so the money is not yours until you lock it in, right? So whatever you see on the board is happening, it's not yours until you lock it in. And so what I should have done is I'd just come out of the trade at $800 at that point, and or you set a trailing profit that's trailing close, right? But I didn't, right? Because I left enough wiggle room for the movement for it to, the market going waves, and I'm seeing, just in case it came back down, then it would go. However, this spike right here, that definitely stopped me out, right? So I think it was only got $400, right? During that time, I wasn't paying too closely attention to the market like that. You have stuff doing and you're trying to juggle and get stuff done. You have your, I'm still working at this time officially, separately, so you're trying to juggle and get things done at the same time. So pretty much this bearish movement, I was only able to get into it like way down here, right? So this initial movement passed, and I had to be taking bites down this side, right? And so pretty much that is what it has been right here. So right, as you can see right there, so I got some little bites, and we're pretty much at where we are, which is 571. Alright, so we look at what's happening. Alright, so the market is obviously it has, there's obviously some bearish sentiment, right? So it's still showing that it's in a bullish trend, or it has bullish sentiment, but I think it has peaked at this time, and you're gonna have pullback. So it means that, alright, so always it means that it's probably going to go down, but it's going to be very erratic when it's going down. So it's gonna be like this, right? So you're gonna have periods of bullish, it goes up and then it comes back down, and that is what I think is gonna be happening. How far that's gonna happen, not sure at this time. I mean, the market could be just gonna be going across at this time. Don't know, but let us see. But based on the 88, it's showing that it's coming down, still high, but it's coming down. So it's telling you that the trend, probability of the trend is getting lower and lower. Right? You move to the 1-0, which for me at this time is where I'll determine whether I'm going to, there's a possibility for me to enter a trade or not. Right? So right here, bullish, right here, bearish, and that is pretty much what we're looking for. Right? We're not gonna trade the market when it's going across like right here, unless it's, you know, it's pretty large movements when it's going across. So otherwise, stay out of it, because based on my experience at the time, I tend to lose funds, right? So at this point, it's telling that the trending sentiment is pretty low, and the probability of a trend is pretty low. Again, for my style of trading, it's really wait until the market is highly compressed, and then there's some sort of breakouts, plus changing directions, right? So that is pretty much what how I trade. Really the intention, as I say, it's day trading. So technically speaking, you'd want to get in, like for example here, and stay in it until it comes down. You could get in here, wait until come out here, and then you get in here again, and you know, but it's introducing a lot of risk as well. But that is another way to do it as well. Right? Because I mean, the market can turn back on you. You're not sure, and you're actually locking in your profits. But it's always a risk, right, of getting stopped out, because your stop loss is too tight, right? But you really have to perfect your entry strategy when you're doing all of this, right? So we're able to take some bites pretty much. Right, so we lost $26 right there in 34 1 cent to 1. Right, so right, so let us see what's happening if the market is going to showing a little bearish sentiment. But again, you're looking at the indicator. You have to use the indicator. Right, so although this thing looks like it might pop down, now I have to watch the indicator. Right, and telling that the trend, probability of the trend is low. We look at the green line here, it's pretty low. But again, when we look on the alligator, right, so it's under the alligator right here. Right, so it's saying that possibly you might have something happening, but we have to wait for everything to line up, right? And that is pretty much what we are waiting on right now. So we're not just going to jump in this thing, because you jump in, it looks like it's going to pop, but it might very well stop right here, and then it's heading up. So it's better to, what I realize, have a little patience. You don't want to enter the market too early, nor you don't want to enter the market too late. Alright? So it's really a fine line you're straddling. Alright, and you really have to get a feel for it. Alright, so what we would do if we're gonna enter, then it would go in the 5 minutes, just to check and make sure that we're entering in the, you know, it's the right time. And then you would further, because once the market is really moving, then you have to go in the 1 minute now to enter. Make sure you enter at the right timing, right? Typically you want to enter at a pullback, or you want to enter at when it is definitely the market, it has definitely confirmed the direction that it's going in. And this looks like it's confirming something. Let me just check this what's happening, because there's a level right here. I'm pretty much looking if it's breaking, but again, ultimately it's the 1 hour. So whatever chart you're on, you stick to it. So we're trading for a scalper or whatever, stick to your chart. So it's the 1 hour chart. So we only go on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Excuse me, when you're about to enter the trade, right? So the thing is, for me, all the noise, you want to get rid of the noise and the falls, breakouts, and the, you know, little movements that would cause you to go in, and then the thing pulls back and it stops you out, right? And that is why for me, like the 1 hour is what you have to work with, and just be patient, because you know, if the market is going in a certain direction, it's just going, so just wait for that confirmation, like here. And so all the time this a false breakout here, right? But we had this line, so I mean, there are different things you have to do, and over time, once you get you stuck together, then you just have to be disciplined enough to follow it, right? So as I see, you're gonna wait until the green line actually starts going up again, and there is some sort of separation between the in this case, if it's gonna be bearish, then it will be the red on top, blue at the bottom. If it's bullish, it's gonna be the opposite, blue at the top, red at the bottom, right? And so we just wait to see if this market is just going across. Again, as I say, there can be trading opportunities if the market is going across, but then it just means that the movement has to be big enough for me to get in it. So it's not that I won't trade, but if it's a situation where it's compressed, not a lot of movement like here, you know, then it doesn't make sense. And the market, you know, when the market is compressed by the candlesticks, number one, very short, right? See right here, so highly compressed, and it's generally going across. Alright, that's number one. Number two, you'll see it also in your MACDs, depending on which screen you're on. Right? You'll see it on the MACDs, and meaning the line, this red line will be on the zero line, pretty much going across. Right? For the EDX, it will be tightly interwoven. Alright, and as you can see right here. And that is how you know that you're gonna have, generally speaking, you're gonna have some type of movement. The longer the compression, the bigger the ensuing movement is going to be, right? And that's generally it. So right here for this trade which I was in yesterday, right? So what I would do, once you had this movement right here, so if we dig down a little bit, so we can get that 15 minutes. Right, so it would be here. notice it will be a little bit of compression, then you have a movement, right? So you have some compression here, right there, it's right on the line, literally. Then you have the, you know, it's still compressed somewhat. Then you have this big movement coming down. Obviously, as in my case, so if I wasn't able to enter, so I didn't catch this trade I was telling before from the top, right? Time I checked back on the market, the trade was already in progress. Okay. But how do I get into trade? Well, I'm looking here. So once the market starts to be compressed, and then you go down now to the 1 minute, right, to get into this trade. So it's highly compressed here. The compress is going across. It's the candlesticks compress. Then you enter. Come down here, right? So you'll go in here 1 minute, and that is how you'll be able to get into this trade. Right? See if we can find it here. So you just have to learn get yourself comfortable with techniques, and I think the trick with this is to it's not easy to do it like this. Trick with this is to do it over and over and over and over again. Alright? That's really it. So can you do it over and over and over and over again? Yeah, I think it will be here. Alright? So that is how this thing goes. So that we'll be looking at the dates. The 20th. So it came down. So yeah, so I mean, again, you know, you just have to get comfortable with it, and then you try to do it over and over again. So I mean, I'm still trying to get my account open. It's just some crappy stuff that's happening. I mean, everybody literally fighting through it. So initially, did a wire transfer, bank messed it up, and my bank messed it up, right? So it didn't go through to the account, so my trading account. Tried again to do another wire transfer. I messed it up. IBAN number, one number was missing off that IBAN number, so it's an invalid number. Yeah, so anyway, so that is just a little bit crazy. I thought by now that I'd have my account up and going, but so it's one of those things, just a little bump in the road, and we're just keeping positive to try to get this thing done. So in the meantime, still honing the skill, right, and keeping on point, right. So alright, so we'll just clean up this chart here. Alright, so pretty much what we're looking at now is, alright, so again, the market is showing some bearish sentiment, okay? And it's pretty obviously from the eye test. Alright, so we keep things simple. That it's pretty much that's a point of resistance right there. Pretty obvious, right? There's nothing big to it, right? And so let us just bring this up. So as I said before, possibly we're looking at you know, for the end of this initial run for the bull run that we had, and so we're looking for this blue line to touch as well, possibly. Right? Doesn't have to be so. Can have a situation like this, right? And then it continues on its merry way. Nonetheless, that's the possibility. So we pretty much may have a bearish sentiment, we don't know. The market is the key. You watch the market, see what's going on, right? It came down after it came back up a little bit. It's at a high low right here, we don't know. So it could be coming back down. Alright, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, if I'm in front of if I'm at the chart at that time, then and something happens, then fine. Otherwise, the key thing I realize is to be patient, because the market, you will always have a favorable, something very favorable in your something very favorable trade coming in. You see, key thing is to keep yourself, ensure that you're in a position to trade, right? And to just hold your powder, you know, hold the trigger, just be calm and wait until that opportunity comes, right? So we want to build, and you don't want to kick down one bucket of milk and then just replace it with another bucket of milk. You want to just keep adding going forward, and really that's the key. So once you're able to do that, trust me, so you can either kick down all the buckets. Well, that is generally how it goes. You kick down all the buckets, meaning you lose all your money, all your deposit. You keep replacing the buckets, meaning you're not really moving, right? And then you keep adding buckets, which means now that is where you want to ultimately be, where you just keep going forward and you keep adding, right? So it's a pretty simple thing once you get the discipline and once you get the feel for it, and we're able to, you know, be objective as we can, right, in our trades, and we just be disciplined in whatever we're doing and in the risks that we are taking, right? So that's it for today, and happy trading for everyone else. I mean, you know, let's see what the market brings going forward. Again, you know, it's a spot goal that we're looking at, but we're not leaving out or other pairs. But I mean, for me at this time, there's just not enough movement in it to grab my attention at this time. Just not enough movement, right? So you know, I probably would be looking at spot silver or spot gold, you know. So which is spot gold, which is what we're at this time, right? So peace out, and remember, definitely we're building this channel, and definitely subscribe and keep your notifications on. Peace out, guys.